Hey guys, Raptor Tristan here, and today we're going to be talking about a certain individual named Sam the Gigan fan. If you watched a few videos back, this ain't the first video on him. Mind you, I do not hate Sam, but I think he's just, not right about things. So today we're going to be making this video about him. Like I said, do not harass or bully anyone in this video. If you do, I will unsubscribe you for life, because harassing people over their own personal opinion is childish. Anyways, if do not, like I said, do not harass this guy, do not bully this guy. Anyways, let's get to the video.
4 minutes. Well, that entire segment has been basically ruined, so where was I? Oh yeah, the designs. These designs that I'm referring to are the insect designs that have been very prevalent throughout the 2010s. There were the 3 big boys that I mentioned before, but there are also other examples, like the monsters in Super 8 and The Mist. Even other monsters that aren't necessarily insect-like in design are insect-like in their behavior. One of the most recent examples being the Servum in Planet of the Monsters, who travel in large swarms like many types of grasshoppers. Inherently, this is kind of lazy, like I've said a billion times.
Okay, so what? So what, they act insect-like. Also, you are aware that there's a lot of movies that portray dragons that move in, like, a lot of swarms, right? You are aware of that.
Monsters are their designs. Let me say that again. Giant monsters are their designs. You cannot fundamentally change the basics of a giant monster's design. You just can't. Give Godzilla a sleeker and more dinosaurian look? Sorry, that's not Godzilla. Give King Ghidorah 2 legs instead of 4? And sorry mate, that's not King Ghidorah. A monster design...
But they still are. They still are those monsters. Yes, just because the design's bad, they still are that. Like, for example, Godzilla 1998 is still Godzilla. I know people renamed it Zilla and Toho did eventually, but they're still those monsters. It doesn't matter how bad the design is, they are still called that in the film. They are still those monsters. That's just simply how it works. The monsters are not always their design, dude.
Is indicative of who that monster is and what makes them stand out. Why do you think a lot of people were complaining about the Muto's design? Oh, that's right. Because it looks exactly like the Cloverfield monster. But
how and what way? I want someone to actually explain how the Mutos look like Cloverfield. Again, I don't get why people think this. They don't even have the same body shape. I don't get it. Can someone please explain to me how these two radically different creatures look the same?
I really don't hate the insect design, or insect monsters in general. Insects are seen to the majority as genuinely creepy, or scary to some, while others are afraid of much more terrifying arthropods, like spider crabs. Not to mention that the insect monster has been basically around as long as Godzilla has, so some people would definitely go back and reuse insect-like designs. But it's also the same goddamn template every time. A large fly or spider type creature with many legs, sometimes wings, and a tweakage to the head and limbs to make sure that each of them isn't an exact clone of each other. Probably the most—
Okay, what are you trying to get at? Seriously, are you trying to say the Mutos look like giant spiders or something, or all bug monsters look identical or something? Because last time I checked, the Muto does not look like a giant spider.
Of each other. Probably the most prevalent example of this is the Mind Flayer from Stranger Things. Also spoilers for Stranger Things 2 if you haven't seen that yet. So the Mind Flayer. This is the biggest bout that the Upside Down basically has to offer. And what does it look like? A Muto made of dust. Yeah, I literally called it a Shadow Muto for the first half of the season before it was officially called the Mind Flayer, because it looks exactly like a Muto. But like I said, I don't frankly hate insect-like monster designs.
Okay, first off, when I first watched this, originally I was actually agreeing with him about the Mind Flayer, but when thinking about it and looking at its design and seeing how, different it is from the Mutos, I honestly just think that it's just a coincidence, and the Muto's shape doesn't even look like the Mind Flayer shape doesn't even look like the Mutos. I honestly just think it looks actually kind of radically different. The only real similar thing is maybe the head, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, It's just the not the Muto design. It seems pretty different to me anyway.
Cool. And while I would thankfully say that we aren't getting any more of these designs over and over again as our good old-fashioned Toho boys are coming back, but Godzilla though already City proves me so very wrong. Yep, that's Mechagodzilla now. Hashtag not my Mechagodzilla. So with all
Okay, I actually will agree with him. That design sucks. Like, it really does. I actually agree with him on this
topic about monster design tragedy out of the way, it brings me to the topic of why bother writing new monsters when we could just add new abilities to old ones, making them newer and a lot weirder. Well, that's the question that we're going to be answering in the second part of the 2-part finale of Kaiju Discuss.
Okay, I'm gonna end the video here because, well, there's just like a little skin. There's nothing really to talk about or respond to. But anyway, your argument was, why make new monsters when we just use the same monsters again? You're aware Toho makes big prices for their monsters, right? And also, that's very uncreative to constantly reuse the same monsters over and over. Don't get me wrong, I would like to see the a lot of old monsters back, like Biolante and Orga, or whatever, or Gorga. I can't remember his name, or say it right. But anyway, I would want them back, but, that costs us money. And also, you are aware that doing that makes it less creative. And also, what do you mean by new abilities? I would say that he said he was going to make another video about this, which he practically never did, and then he went on a hiatus for a good chunk of time. Anyways, this is the end of the video. Have a good day or night, depending on wherever you are, and good luck.